Hey guys, welcome to Tiny Dragon Tarot. This is Oshi and this is going to be our last advice for 2020. And this pick a card reading is going to be dealing with spirituality. So you don't have to be spiritual to watch these, but I'm kind of guessing that, if you're here and you're clicking on a video titled like this, you're already on some sort of a spiritual path. We're gonna, take a look at cards and see what's coming up. I have no idea because I'm filming these intros before looking at the cards, so I'm not unintentionally swaying you into, choosing one of the decks. But we're gonna look at advice, how to advance, what to look out for, and what's coming in 2020 regarding your spirituality. So we have 3 piles as per usual. The first one is yellow serpentine. The second is Carnelian. And the third one is green calcite with a little hint of coppery brownishness, which is really cool. So these are your 3 piles. Please choose whichever you want and see you in the first one. Hello pile number 1, if you chose this yellow serpentine, then this is going to be your reading. And I pulled a few Oracle and a few Tarot cards, so we're gonna see what's coming up. Let's first get, we have Legacy with the first card. Yeah, I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do these. We also have Action. Okay, and I pulled the crystal stone card for your crystals. So we have Serpentine. Yeah, let's put this a bit more up here. And those are the only Oracle cards. So let's start with those. So we have Legacy and Action. And very interesting because the Action card gives me the feeling that regarding your spirituality, you're called to take and be more active and be more on the initiating side of things. So if you ever wanted to work with a deity or try out a specific spiritual path, this year is going to be not just an opportunity to do these things, but you will be able to do them if you take the first step, if you're the one initiating contact, so to speak. And with the Legacy and Persistence, I'm kind of feeling that if you're already on a certain path, that it's gonna be something that will affect your family, even the upcoming generation, not necessarily blood related, but you will be establish a spiritual practice that you will show to other people who will come after you, younger people. You will show them that, hey, this is a certain spiritual path, this is how it works for me, and you can have it as well. So I'm kind of getting a spiritual teacher sort of path emerging as well. And we have a lot of smoke and clouds, and we have the keyword persistence as well. And I'm getting from those two and the images that it's not gonna be a smooth sailing year. There's gonna be changes, a lot of big things happening regarding your spiritual life, but you have this confident, I'm kind of feeling that you have this confident posture going into them because you know who you are, you know what you want, and you're ready to take up all these things. So I'm not necessarily feeling a new path. I'm getting more of the, you already established something, you have a very strong calling in some direction, and this is going to be the year when you have to answer that call, and Your yellow serpentine stone is a lime to kale green stone with a reptilian appearance. Let's see, you know, reptilian, we have dragons. I mean, I'm not necessarily, I mean, there is a snake that looks like this. Okay, I give that to you. Serpentine's activating energy is like a deep exfoliation treatment for the spiritual self. Yes. Who needs it? Kundalini yogis. Anyone in sorry. Who needs it? Kundalini yogis. Anyone in need of a fresh start. Where to put it? During meditation, hold serpentine in each hand and concentrate on circulating energy from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. So like a snake going up. When to use it? When it's time to let go of tired beliefs and get stuck energy unstuck. You know, taking a step forward. I like that. If serpentine arrives in your life, it's an invitation to rip off all the proverbial band-aids and regroup. Hit the sauna, sweat it out, and release all the lingering drama. Awaken your reptilian nature. So, you know, be a bit more like a dragon. I'm getting that from this card as well. And I'm going to move things around because we have tarot cards as well. So for this one, we're going to pull the dragon cards. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have the Page of Cups. Okay. Emotions. I love emotional. Okay, we have all the cups. A Queen, the Knight, the Page, and if this is a King, no. And we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. So let's see. Okay, let's put the 7 here for a bit. So we have almost all of the court cards from the cups, which is connected to water, which is connected to emotions, and you know, with the action card with the ocean, I'm definitely getting a very strong emotional connection to how you're gonna recognize what you need to do. You know, your gut, your feelings, your emotions are going to lead you. And it could be because we're talking about, you know, spiritual path, that I don't know, water snake. I don't know if you have, you know, anything like a sort of a spiritual guide in the animal realm, but you can look into water snake, water dragons, mer dragons, something like that. Definitely connecting to water, so scrying as well. And it shows different stages of this suit, you know, the cards. And we're and I like the order because we're starting with the Knight. Let's get this up. We're starting with the Knight, and the Knight is, you know, that sort of energy who goes forward and does everything, and you know, it has conviction that whatever they are doing, they're serving a purpose, and that's your first stage. That's how you're starting the year. But then, you know, you're running into blockages because, you know, I had that feeling with all the smoke and the stormy clouds, that there's gonna be, you know, obstacles. And then you're, instead of, you know, just stopping and giving up, you're gonna be like, okay, I need to take a step back and need to learn more about what I'm doing, because I'm not as sure, or I'm not as knowledgeable that I thought when I was starting the year, when I'm starting this spiritual path. So you take a step back, so to speak, but that just means that you're more open to learning new things. And you know, as soon as you start picking up the knowledge, you're gonna be stepping forward, not back into the Knight of Cups, because you already were there, you know how that works, but you're gonna step forward into the Queen of Cups. And I like that we have the Queen and not the King, because it's not gender specific, but the Queen of Cups is more on the receptive, or more on the nurturing side of things. And with spirituality, I think it's very important that be gentle with yourself and with others, because like I said, there's definitely a spiritual teacher kind of feeling that I'm getting out of this. And this is a reminder that be sure to be gentle with your words and with your approach to not just other people when you're talking about, you know, your spiritual practices or your whatever your or however you're practicing spirituality, but with yourself as well. Because we don't have to be, you know, immediately amazing at what we're, you know, choosing our path would be, because it requires steps to take and lessons to learn. And you're on, you know, you're on the right path. You're already on the path you're going to be at from the beginning of this year. And with the Seven of Swords, at first I was like, you're gonna do something, but no, it's just a reminder that once you start taking action, you know, once you start moving forward with a certain practice and you start being more open about it, there's gonna be people who are like gonna be either jealous or they won't understand what's happening and they will try to sabotage you. So be sure to not step forward with this before you're in this queen, you're in this very certain position, because you will have to deal with criticism as well. But you know, once you're here, you will know that it's just a criticism, it's people's perception of their own life and their own path that they are projecting onto you. You don't have to deal with them in a way that you don't have to engage with just the jealous, you know, just the critical. If they are offering constructive criticism and you can learn from them, that's a completely different thing. But by that time, you will be able to easily distinguish between the two. So you know, that's not going to be a problem. It's just, you know, be understanding, but don't let them drag you down to their level, back to their level. Okay, and I still, what do I want to call? Okay, let's see the Shadowscapes. We have a Six of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles, I think it's here because you're gonna be, you know, there will be a need to juggle between the everyday mundane life and your new spiritual path, especially if you're, you know, choosing to expand in a direction where you're teaching other people. And it can be, you know, anything, tarot reading, astrology, anything spiritual, just your own practice back at home. So it doesn't have to be on a big scale level. It can be that you find someone who's interested and you decide that, hey, you're gonna share your path with them and your practices. But that requires time and energy, and you still have your own life, you still have your responsibilities. So you have to be sure that even though you're very excited to, you know, be on this journey and share what you learn, and with the Six of Wands, it's definitely at some point, the second half of the year, there's gonna be some public recognition. That's where, you know, the Seven of Swords people are gonna come out. But there's going to be some sort of a public recognition on a more open scale. You're just, you know, this is just a reminder that you will have to balance things. But, you know, the Two of Pentacles usually is someone who's able to balance these, especially with the Six of Wands. It's victory, it's recognition, it's something you're doing right. So it's not trying to balance things and failing at it. It's more like, don't be surprised and don't be discouraged if, you know, the next, I don't even know, I would say, you know, around June, July, that part of the year is gonna be busy because you can handle it. And I wanna leave that to the rest. So let's see, Tarot of the Abyss. We have the Five of Pentacles. I kind of felt like this card is gonna be here. We have the Four of Pentacles and the Sun. Yeah, Not surprised. Because this is going to be a learning curve. Like I said, I think I said it at the beginning. Yeah, with these two, these three cards, this is going to be a learning curve. And when you're going through that learning, at some point, you might feel like you're all alone and no one is there to support you because you're offering support for other people. But either because of these Seven of Swords people, you're going to feel isolated. You're going to think that no one is there to, that you're all on your own. But I'm feeling that that's when... No, it's not. I wanted to say that that's when you're going to meet that person you're teaching, but no, they are already there. It's more like there's going to be criticism, why are you teaching these witchy practices to new people, young people or old people, it doesn't matter. They could use that time to, I don't know, learn the real ways of life or something like that. But it's going to be a short period because we have the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles is all about using your resources in a very words, in a very... I'm completely blanking on the word. What I mean to say is, when you're not just doing things and you're without a plan, using it in a very planned way with a strategy. You know who you want to share your resources, your energy, your knowledge with, and you know who you're not going to even indulge for a second, because you will realize that, hey, these are the jealous Seven of Swords type of people. I don't have to engage with them. But you will be like, okay, but I have those around me who actually really want to learn from me, and it's completely okay to say no to certain people and say yes to certain people. And I was just thinking that maybe you're gonna start sharing your knowledge on social media if you haven't already, or building up more of a following in a good way, building a community, creating legacy, not just going after views. And I love that we have the Sun for the last card, which is, the second later part of the year, because that brings clarity, that brings happiness and a more extended period of it. And I like that at the end because it just shows that you're coming from this stormy sunrise, I would say, into a full-blown sun. So you're going through the thing, but you're gonna end up in a much higher, I'm not saying at the top, but on a much higher stage where you start the year. Remember the snake, how the snake energy, the Kundalini energy goes up when you meditate, what you're called with this card. You're gonna take quite a few rounds in that spiral upwards. That's what I'm feeling. And interestingly, the white Numen card is the Three of Swords, which signals that yes, you will experience harmony and happiness, but it doesn't mean that you don't go through heartbreak and loss, because there will be people along the way that you thought that will be in your life that will not be there. And I'm also getting a feeling that this could be talking about your older self before you're starting this transformation. But the Three of Swords is experiencing loss and heartache, but this belongs to the Suit of Swords, which is the intellect, the mind, because this is a very strong reminder that whatever you're experiencing, you can learn from. This is a chance to look at things and not coming from emotions where it's hard to not just be them, but being logical and objective, a bit more objective about what you went through, and realize that those people who had to go for a reason. And I guess the action card is, you know, also here to take the action to let go, take the action to deal with the pain and learn from the lesson. Yeah, I think so. So your year is definitely gonna be that, you know, snaky, serpentine, spirally way in a good way. I'm sorry if you don't like snakes, but snakes are very, very cool because, you know, they can shed their skin, they can evolve and, you know, change from one stage into the next one. And that's what's pretty much your year is going to be related to your spirituality. So hope this is useful. Please like, subscribe, come back for more readings next year as well. And do tell me if you have any plans on, you know, teaching other people. I'm quite curious if you have something that you can share already. Please comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose this Carnelian, whoops, then this is gonna be your reading. Let's put it over here. So I have 3 oracle cards. One of them is your stone, but your dragon or StarDragon Oracle is space. We're gonna see what this is all about, because it could mean, you know, you require space to expand. So maybe your spiritual practice needs to evolve in a way that you need to create space for it. But it could be that physical space is needed, or space as in time and space, you know, like some sort of regular practice is needed. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, with the focus I'm definitely getting that. So this year you're supposed to be focusing on spirituality and creating space for spirituality, because you can't evolve, you can't level up if you don't practice, if you just, you know, do these tiny things. You have to go a bit bigger and maybe a bit more open about it, but, you know, only if it's safe for you. So this is your, oh, isn't it beautiful? And obviously mine is just a small one, and it's what is it called, polished, but I don't know, I don't think the camera can pick it up, but it has some really beautiful parts as well. But let's see. So Carnelian is a cherry red chalcedony used by ancient Romans. Ooh, in signet rings. Wax doesn't stick to it. Ooh, I kind of feel like I want to try that. And by modern folk to ward off insecurities. Carnelian's fiery energy has spin us out of that fearful thought cycles and into action. Who needs it? The understimulated. Anybody looking to get acquainted with their fears? Hello, fear. My name is your name. We have some beautiful work to do together. Now shut the fuck up and let's do this. Where to put it? Wherever you want to inject some passion and confidence. i.e. your palate on or your pelvis. When to use it? When you find your creativity or sex drive on sleep mode. Go with your gut. And I am definitely getting, you know, the expansion, maybe you were not very open about your spiritual practice because you know, you just don't know if you're supposed to be open, you know, if people will judge you or if you can handle their judgment, because, you know, that's a real possibility that people will judge you. But you know what? We don't care about that because it's your life, it's not their life. So let's see your dragon cards. We have the 4 of Pentacles. We also have the 3 of Pentacles. So teamwork, finding your people, and we have Judgment. Yes, leveling up. Awesome. So your dragon cards are definitely talking about being mindful about your resources, but not clinging onto them too tightly. And in this case, it's not about your money. It's not about, you know, earthly possessions. Is because we're talking about spirituality, and we have the space card here, and the focus. It's about expanding in a way that you're letting people, teamwork, you're letting other people come into your life. And because this is spirituality, finding your soul family, soul friend group, people who are resonating with the things you like. And we use these big words and we think that they're gonna stay in our lives forever, but certain people are just gonna come into our lives, and we're the same for other people. We just enter their life for a brief period of time, we learn something from each other, and then we move on, and that's completely fine. That's not something that we should experience as the great loss, or if I lose people, so to speak, if they don't stay in my life forever, then it's completely useless. No, you have to create space for people to enter, because they're gonna help you level up. They're gonna help you deal with past issues, past traumas, expanding on your spiritual path. And your focus is needed in, I'm getting that, in a way that you will have to remind yourself time and time again to not, close off, to be brave, to be more open about what you're experiencing. Because I'm kind of getting that you're more of the type who likes to just keep to themselves. But this year, that's gonna be against you, especially. You can expand, you can level up, but you need other people to do that. And we have, I think this is I'm gonna go with, for some reason, the Queen of Pentacles. So definitely a nurturing energy, and also a sort of dragony creature. And I'm kind of guessing that this is, you have to let these nurturing energies come into your life, because you have to learn how to be that, because you're evolving into someone who's able to share what they have and take care of others while not depleting their own energies. But you don't necessarily know how that looks like yet, especially on a spiritual level, because you might think that, it's very transactional. It's all about, if you pay for my services, and I'm giving you a service, that's how it's supposed to be, and that's the only time when it's appreciated. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, it's just that sort of way of doing things doesn't work for everybody, and maybe it doesn't work for you, or maybe exactly what is it that you need to learn. It's gonna be different for everybody, because this is a general reading. And I kind of want to pull this one. Okay, we have the White Numen from the White Numen Tarot, and the White Numen is, I doesn't even really know, but I know that this is our, very spiritual deck. Oops, sorry. So we're gonna check the guidebook, because it's been a while that I actually checked what the White Numen means. Okay, so the White Numen: creation, starting point, and divine inspiration. We like that. The god's father runs free across the virgin earth's plains. In apparent weightlessness, just like the bison in ancient cave paintings. Hope you can see that. It traverses the world, making sure that all of creation is in order. So very magician-y in a way, kind of thing. Above him, dimensions open, and the power of the sun glows between his horns. The bronze star and bird guide him as the morning breaks. Yes, okay. The white Numen symbolizes creation through action, the perfect and divinely inspired path resulting from movement and momentum. Act, innovate, make the world anew. Which comes after, judgment. So you're definitely are going to, but, like I said, you have to be more open about this. You have to create space for growth, for evolving, and you can experience something very, very spiritually profound, but your focus has to be on it next year. If your focus is on financial things or love or whatever, which is not a bad thing, I'm not saying that, but if your focus is elsewhere, this is not going to happen, because this will require a lot of your energy. So the choice is yours, pretty much. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and yeah, there's gonna be a chance, and you have to focus on, looking out for these opportunities and grabbing them, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to move forward. But we have the Chariot and the Two of Pentacles, and that just that suggests to me that if you grab this chance, you will be definitely moving forward. You're gonna catapult into this new state, into this judgment place. And you might be afraid that you're not going to be able to handle everything if you just focus on one part of your life. If you focus on spirituality, you might think that, but I have to think about work, think about family relationships, and that's true. But with the Two of Pentacles, we get the confirmation that you can actually handle everything, but your focus must be on your spiritual path if you want to experience growth in this area. Yeah, so this is your reading. Use Carnelian if you have Carnelian at home to focus on this year's next, but 2022, this might help you. And yeah, I hope this is useful. Please comment down below if it resonates. Every like, subscribe, all those things have help my channel. Share it with other people if you think they could benefit from it. And yeah, see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Hello and welcome, pile number 3. If you chose this green calcite, and this is going to be your reading. How to put it here without losing it. So we have a few oracle cards. Your first one is Effort, conquering your dream demons. So right out of the bat, your year regarding or connected to spirituality is going to be heavily on the shadow work side, which is good because you can learn a lot from it. But it will bring delight as well. So and I kind of guessing that once you're conquering your demons, once you're working through a lot of things that are heavy, emotionally very, very heavy, you're gonna experience more you're gonna experience that feeling when there's a heavy lift, a heavy weight lifted off your shoulder, because you're shifting into a more whole space or wholesome experience. And your card was your crystal was the green calcite, and this is a green calcite is the emo, honest to a fault, believes in storybook endings, tree hugger of the calcite family. Who needs it? Anyone who finds themselves lost in the forest of doubt without a map. Libras. Against your where to put it? Against your chest when making important decisions regarding how you want to spend the finite, precious time you have on earth. Okay, so that's gonna help you with this for sure. When to use it? When your heart is asking for something, but you aren't listening. The heart wants what it wants. The mind wants what it thinks the heart should want. Call on the energy of green calcite to nudge that push and pull in the heart's favor. live out your heart's desire. So don't let fear hold you back. That's gonna be very important. And you know, with this one, making the effort, conquering your demons, it's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be very, very rewarding. And your dragon cards are the Fool, oh, and the Magician, which is great. So we have 2 major arcana, and the Fool, you know, you're called to give chance to things you haven't tried before, to jump into the unknown, because you have what it takes to deal with them. You might think that your fears, whatever make you afraid of expanding or experiencing spirituality in general, maybe you were brought up in a certain religion, and when you hear people talking about spirituality, you're like, oh God, that's just not, oof, I don't like that, that's just stupid, or whatever, you know, or you have reservation. But those are just your previous experiencing clouding your judgment. So, you know, if you see someone following a certain spiritual path and you really immediately go like, oh, I don't like that, investigate why you feel that. Is it your heart who actually is in the know, and you know, your heart knows already that that is not for you, and they'll listen to your heart? Or is it just your mind saying that you shouldn't follow that because we, as in we, your heart, your mind, you, we were brought up in something else and it goes against those things? But I like this. This is, you know, this year could be a new beginning of you spiritually, which is very exciting. Okay, we have the 7 of Swords. And in this case, I'm kind of guessing this is more about self-sabotaging and not about other people stopping you from moving forward in a certain spiritual path. And that's going to be different for everybody, because this is a general reading. Because, you know, you have what it takes. It's more but, you know, like I said, your fears are here. So it's more about self-sabotaging, more about not believing in yourself. And we also have the 4 of Swords. So definitely take time to rest. Regulate and how do you say that? You know, regulate your sleeping patterns. You know, make sure you sleep enough. Your body needs to be taken care of as well. Because if you can't be fully rested, your fears are gonna find much easier ways to stop you from experiencing something great. But also meditation is going to be important. It's an important tool that you can use to get out of self-sabotaging yourself, because you can connect with your higher self, with your heart in a much more honest way, because your head is not going to be in the way as much as it would be when you're awake, or, you know, when you're not meditating. So dream work as well. Dream work can be important. We also have Justice. So be just to the situation, and I'm feeling that ties to the 7 of Swords, because you have to see if whatever, you know, making you afraid is there for a reason. What is that reason? Is it trying to teach you something? Then, you know, look for the lesson and try to learn it. Or if it's just your, you know, inner demons, your inner fears trying to stop you from experiencing something that would actually work for you. So you be more objective about assessing a situation. We also have the Hanged One. You know, a different perspective is required, which is with pretty much every card. Don't look at new experiences coming in the way you used to. And we also have the moon. Definitely very heavily talks about fear. So yeah, your whole year is going to be about shadow work and figuring out why you're afraid of following a certain or just following spirituality or a spiritual path in the first place. There is a blockage here. But you know, you're the magician. You can figure this one out. You're the only one being in your own way. So you need to be a bit more objective about your fears, which is not an easy thing to do. I'm not saying that, but you can do that. And we also have the Seven of Pentacles, and that's how we're pretty much ending the year with. And it's not a bad thing, a bad card, because it's gonna be a progress the whole year. I mean, there's, like I said, there's a lot of shadow work ahead of you if you choose to work with it. If you dare to be this fool who's, you know, who's gonna go up in this staircase because you just don't know where it leads. And you know, other people might think that you're crazy if you're suddenly starting to perform rituals, but we don't care about other people. This is your own life, and it would make you feel so much lighter, so much happier if you would decide to go on this journey and deal with all the fears that are stopping you from experiencing something. Maybe, you know, something like working with a deity because you think that's just scary, or being more, you know, I don't know, joining other people, not in a cult, obviously, but I'm kind of trying to think. I'm really getting out into the nature field, you know, finding people who would want to do the same. Of course, in a very safe way, because, you know, use your logic when you're assessing people as well, your judgment. But like I said, we're ending on the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles is a card where you start the work, you do your part, and then you're required to stop and see what it grows out of it. So with the the Four of Swords, I'm getting that you're gonna do a lot of things, and you might expect immediate results coming from the work, but what you don't know in that moment when you're dealing them, that the effects are gonna be long term, it's gonna be big, and they need time to play out. So patience is required to see the fruit that's gonna come from the seed you plant at the beginning of the year. But it's gonna be there, definitely. You know, delight, a more lighter state is gonna be yours at the end of the year if you choose to, you know, walk down this path, because this is your decision what you do with this. But yeah, I'm wishing you a very what to say, a very productive and successful 2022. If you're curious about there are other picker cards regarding next year. There's gonna be live readings from January, hopefully. So please like, subscribe, and comment down below how this resonated. And see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.